When we started out with the glove project, we didn't really know where we were going. We thought we would try to improve upon waterproofness and try to improve upon fit and try to do it in a way that we could construct it that wasn't traditional. The standard Gore-Tex glove uses a waterproof breathable insert that gets sandwiched between the shell and the lining. And if you can believe it, this is the membrane that has to fit inside that. And it works, but we knew there had to be a much better solution. Our solution was to use a waterproof, breathable Pro Shell fabric with a removable liner. So it's exactly like the layering system we're used to in our Gore-Tex shells. Well, what we wanted to do for fit was do something that actually mimicked the human hand as closely as possible. So if we're going to take a fresh run at making a glove, we'll take a fresh run at exactly how a glove is patterned. Look at exactly how a hand works, and you look at all the different planes of all the different fingers and how the thumb works together with the baby finger and how it opposes every other finger. And when you look at that, you realize that each finger needs to be addressed separately to do what that finger needs to do. We were able to achieve the dexterity we wanted and get the fit we wanted by coming up with a pattern that was simple to sew and yet remained incredibly articulated. So ironically, we came up with something so simple. It's amazing. We hadn't thought of it before, but it's a single piece of fabric that has 3 lobes coming off of it. And those 3 lobes just flower together, one on 3 different planes, to become this incredibly articulated shape using the minimal amount of construction possible. When we sew that together, we trim it down to a micro seam allowance, 1.6 millimeters, so it's absolutely tiny. And by getting a seam tape on top of that, we take this tiny seam allowance and it gets crushed out into this completely flat surface to actually eliminate the seam allowance altogether. All the great things we did in the shell, we wanted to apply to the liner. We were able to take the same Tri-Dex pattern. We were able to micro seam the fleece, which has never been done before, and end up with 0 seam bulk. So when we take that, combine it with the shell, we have this incredible relationship between the shell and the liner where it's an exact match. Well, the end result is that we have a glove that stays waterproof all day long and has a dexterity and a fit that is completely unexpected.